Welcome to the dark side of Beastwriter for another Pick 6 at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm your host, Ryan Sakamoto. This is a good one, guys. This is the one you guys been waiting for. This is the one where everyone tried to say I was wrong, but was I wrong? Was I wrong? Really? Was I wrong? All right. So literally, I just wanted to give a special shout out to those that had my back in the DOB. If you guys haven't known or know what's going on here on Twitter, there's a lot of people who are on Twitter and like to talk loud, right? They like to talk loud, and hey, my hat's off to you. Look, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, so respect, right? Respect, nothing but respect to those that like to get loud and like to represent for the nation. I like it. I like it. Love it. But just be respectful about it. Just be respectful about it. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about this, right? We're gonna talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, right? We're gonna break it down the timeline of current events, exactly what happened. And again, there's 9 people watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to bring on the daily when it comes to your silver and black content from a beat writer perspective. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this. Y'all ready? I'm ready. I'm fired up. You know what I'm saying? I'm fired up for this one. I think this one's gonna be a good one. If you guys can't tell, I've been waiting for this. In fact, people want to throw shade at me on Twitter saying, oh, yeah, he works out, whatever. You don't get this by not working out. You don't win your shows by not working out. If you want to talk about a mean flex, then talk about a mean flex. But don't get it twisted and don't try to downplay my grind because you ain't in that grind. You feel me? Because if you were, you wouldn't be talking that way. You'd be worried about your own grind. The only thing I got to worry about is those content stealers. You know what I'm saying? Those content stealers, let me write this down, movie. It's already been secured and proved time and time again. We already know who they are. We already know who they are. But we're all about the good vibes. Look, people say, oh, man, you shouldn't worry about what other people are doing, stealing your work if we know what's going on. If you know what's going on, that's not good vibes. And Daniel Kim made a great point on this. He responded to somebody who didn't want to respond. And we're not going to give these content creators or content stealers any clout anyways, because they don't deserve that on my platform. Just keeping it 100. You don't like it, swipe left. I don't care. You already know who you are. Two Red Ring says, been a minute since I caught a lie. Props to you, Beast, for being so consistent. I know it isn't easy since you're a one-man show. Thank you so much, Two Red Rings. I appreciate it. And yeah, I am on a one-man show. In fact, I have family in town today, and they're watching this live stream. They're staying at the Park MGM right now. And I'm going to meet up with them afterward. But I told them, and they already know my grind, right? They know I take my job very seriously. And even though I have family from out of town and they're in town today, they know, right? They came in at around 2:30 p.m. From San Diego. And so I'm going to be meeting with them. But at the end of the day, I told them, hey, look, I got to do this live stream first. I got to get this out. I got to get this out for the DOB fam, Beast Nation, all right? And I do it all for you guys, all right? So, again, there's 12 of you guys watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I bring on the daily. Again, we have a lot to discuss here. And, again, we're leaving no stone unturned, all right? We're leaving no stone unturned. And I like to do things the hard way and the right way, right? There is no shortcuts here in the DOB. I don't steal people's content and pass it off as my own and then get mad when you get called out for it, because you're the one that's doing it. Let's call it 100. Let's just be really transparent about it. All right. On to 6 shows. Says hit the like button. Raider Kush is in the house. He says Daniel Raider Kush is, and Raider Kush, by the way, was watching the replay on my Beast receipts, and he actually agrees with me. He actually agrees with me. In fact, he says, hey, everything you said was spot on. Raider Kush, mahalo for the love and keeping it 100. Shout out to you, Raider Kush. Raider Kush says, F to haters, bro. Yeah, actually, look, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right? Everyone's going to hate. And look, I may be new to the Raiders, but I'm not new to being a beat writer, right? Coming over from the Niners. I'm like over a decade in, all right? So I'm long in the tooth that way. So this is not anything that I'm going to get like too worked up about, because at the end of the day, it's like, why would I give somebody a platform when they want that reaction out of me, right? Right or wrong, they want a reaction out of me. They're not going to get it. All right. So again, we're going to talk about this. We're going to keep the good vibes movement going. And again, if you guys don't know, people deleted their tweets. Raider Kush, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you. I mean, look, we all follow the same people. Onto Six Soldier, knows about it. NWA knows about it. Everybody knows about it on Twitter, and then they deleted their tweets later. I wonder why. Let me write this down. Let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. So we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo's press conference, right? So on March 16th, he was scheduled to have a press conference. Remember that? I was reporting it as a beat writer, letting you guys know the time frame of when he was supposed to talk. We talked to the other free agents already. Jimmy Garoppolo was going to go, and we were going to have a press conference for Jimmy Garoppolo. All right, so let's go ahead and backtrack right now. All right, and there's 14 of you guys watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to bring on the daily when it comes to silver and black content. Even the haters, you're more than welcome to like this video. And to let me write this down movement, we're going to talk about you guys in a second. But what happened on March 16th? All right, what happened on March 16th, 2023? All right, let's talk about this. All right, so on March 16th, 2023, this is what happened. Beat writers were invited for the Jimmy Garoppolo presser, right? And we're waiting. And, people were kind of speculating on, could it be injury related? Did he not pass his physical? All right, but no one's calling it as fact, right? No beat writer at the time of this was calling it as fact. It was just speculation, and that's okay. We all can speculate. I was speculating too, right? But, it's those content stealers that were calling it, or content creators, right? Because they're creating their own content now by saying it's fact, okay? On March 16th, 2023. We're waiting in the media workroom. This is the story. This is how it actually went down. All right, I'm painting the picture of the story because I work there as my 9 to 5. I'm waiting there in the media workroom with a handful of other beat writers getting ready to interview Jimmy Garoppolo. At 2:28 Pacific Standard Time, Raiders announced they postponed the presser. All right, so everyone's like, "Oh wow, okay, so what's going to happen now?" So I asked him. I said, why could you, why is the postponement on Jimmy Garoppolo's presser, right? Like, because we're all waiting for him, and you could hear a pin drop. All right, it's like you literally could hear a pin drop when I asked that question, why, right? And they told me it was working out the final touches on the contract at 2:28 Pacific Standard Time. All right, not 3 minutes later at 2:31 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I went ahead and mocked out my tweet. All right, I mocked out my tweet, right? So here I am mocking out my tweet. And before I press the send button, my guy, Ed Graney, who was sitting 2 seats across from me or to the left of me, I said, "Hey, does this look right to you? I want to make sure I get it right because this is what I asked him. This is the response to me." He cross-checks it and says, "Yeah, send." Okay, send. What did I say? Let's go ahead and talk about this. I'm going to bring it up for you guys. Let's show the exact tweet of what I said. And again, I think it's important. And I will call myself out if I get it wrong. All right. The Beast receipts, they either check out or they don't. And I love calling myself out when I get it wrong. But did I get this wrong? We're talking about it. So what happened on March 16th? My tweet, right? Let's go ahead and talk about this. Oh, man. Here we go. All right, you guys see this? All right, hopefully you guys can see this. All right. What did I say on March 16th at 2:31 p.m.? I said the Raiders rescheduled quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo's press conference tomorrow. I've been told they're working out the final touches on the contract when I asked why. #Beastwriter, #Raider Nation. timestamped 2:31 p.m. on March 16th, 2023. All right. You guys get that so far? Okay. After I tweeted this out, my guy and my Uso, Samoan Raider, a really, really good Raiders and a Beast approved content creator, who, by the way, I'll be hopping on his podcast shortly with him and Mr. Fitz, and we'll be kind of working out together and seeing how that's going to work out. But yeah, we've been working on this and trying to get our schedules aligned, but he actually gave me credit for it, right? He actually shouted me out. He says, my Uso, Beastwriter, said on his YouTube channel, literally said, right? And I'll post the link in the description box below. He actually gave me credit. Hey, the reason why it was postponed was because they were touching up the final touches on the contract. Fast forward to today. Was I wrong? Check the Beast receipt. No, I was right. All right. So that's what happened. I then talk about this extensively on my live streams, reporting I was told contract, and it could be tied to an injury-related clause. We talked about this here in the DOB. But the team felt comfortable enough to not consider him damaged goods, right? We talked about this. Check the Beast receipts. Furthermore, I reported if he failed his physical, with that failed designation, the team would not have signed him in the first place, since the team doctors had to sign off on it. All right? This is all in real time. Here's the thing that got Raiders wild in on Twitter. The Raiders Twitter Raiders, whatever you want to call it, got wild in on March 17th at 9:54 a.m. Pacific Standard Time the following day. Why? We're going to talk about it. And I'll get to you guys' questions. I know they're chiming in right now. We're getting hundreds of questions coming in, comments, you name it. But what happened on March 17th? All right, so again, we're going through the timeline now. Jimmy Garoppolo postponed his presser. I said it was contract related to the final touches. March 17th is Jimmy Garoppolo's presser. You guys seen all the videos that I posted up on YouTube, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. 21 of you guys watching, please give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to bring in my beat writer perspective from straight Raiders headquarters HQ. All right. So on March 17th at 9:54 p.m., let me just go ahead and put this up. All right. So I know you guys, we're doing this because I think it's very important that everything's transparent here. And like I said, I'll admit when I get it right, and I'll admit when I get it wrong. I like doing it. I like calling myself out. I think it holds myself accountable, right? And again, I told you guys, this is like coming from the Niners. No one cares about the 1,000 times I get it right. They only care about the one time I get it wrong. Rarely do I get it wrong, which is why they come out the one time I get it wrong. But did I get it wrong? No. We're going to talk about it. So that's why things were deleted. And that's why Onto Six Soldiers like, yeah, man, like things were deleted. Things were posted and deleted. I'm not going to call anyone out by name. I'm not like that. That's not the professional thing to do. All right. But we already know who those people are. And if you don't know, that's for another story. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to share this right now. So on March 17th at 9:54 a.m., remind you, we talked to Jimmy Garoppolo at 12 p.m., so just 2 hours before his presser. From Raiders headquarters, I tweeted, failed physical? Right. LOL. People reported that were so wrong. Speculating is one thing. Reporting fake news as fact is another. Sorry for those who follow them for honest news and analysis. This is the one that got Raiders fans wild up over Memorial Day weekend. All right. And funny, this was on March 17th. They had nothing to say for 2.5 months. Interesting, right? I'm just calling the facts the facts. All right. So that's what I said. Now, look, I'm putting it up here for you guys. Can't say I didn't say it. Not going to delete it. Right? I'm not one to delete stuff and backtrack my statements. That was said. All right. So I said that. Okay. All right. So that being said, that's what happened on March 17th. All right. Then Jimmy has his presser on March 17th. And the opening question in this presser was, and I quote, just going back to yesterday, there was a little bit of a delay in signing. Any light that you could shed on what happened, and was there any kind of worry that this couldn't get done? Jimmy's response, and I quote, no worry. I mean, it was just talking language, hence contract, things like that. But no, both sides, I think, knew what we wanted to get done. So it was very collaborative, actually, just us coming together. All right. So after this is said on March 17th, it's dead. They threw, our beat writer threw a fastball, and I can't remember who it was. It probably was Vinny B or Hondo, one of the two, if I remember correctly. If it was someone else, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it was Hondo or Vinny. Can't remember. But anyways, they asked the question. They threw the fastball, right? Hey, what's going on? So now that Jimmy confirms what I said earlier in first reporting that it was contract related, turns out it's true. So now it's dead. The Beast receipt checks out. Jimmy G confirms my report that the delay was contract related. The end. All right. The end. Or was it? Now, 2.5 months later, Pro Football Talk Mike Florio put out a report that Garoppolo failed his physical, which is why there was a delay on March 16th. All right. We all know about this. This is where Raider fans get wild up. Oh, he failed his physical. You were wrong. Unfollow this guy, this Beastwriter guy. He's a Niner fan. What does that have to do with anything? Anyways, was a Niner fan. You can't be a fan of the team you're covering anyways. Let me write this down. So here we are. All right. People got all crazy over it. Again, I'm not going to drop any names. That tweet was later deleted. And so here we are. All right. So people were upset because I said it was not physical related, but it was contract related. And then what did I say? I said contract related tied to injury could be a scenario. We talked about this on earlier live streams, so I wasn't wrong. All they did was they took the clip of a tweet that I tweeted out without watching and doing their due diligence and watching my live streams. Look, you only have 24 hours in a day. You choose to follow what you want to follow. But if you're going to call me out for saying something, you better have substance behind what I'm saying. You're going to have to watch the live streams. Every single one. Because we talk about this every single day. All right. Leading up to other things and other news. But we talk about this. So whatever. The proof's in the pudding. Right. Not going to delete the tweet. So at this point, Mike Florio says, oh, he had a failed physical. That's why they had to rework the contract. All right. And I'm sure PFT does solid work. But was this one of them? Here we go. All right. Here we go. It's funny to me because Raiders fans would rather call out the tweet of the failed physical, but not cite me for reporting the delay in the first place, which was contract injury related, which I reported on the day of Jimmy Garoppolo's postponement. But then the only content creator that actually gave me credit was my Uso Samoan Raider. Shout out to Oos Nation Podcast and Mr. Fitz. All right. Now, here's the thing. As the sole beat writer reporting the news in real time 2.5 months ago, no one was questioning my reporting. No one said I was wrong. No beat writer, no content creator, no fan. Then because of Pro Football Talk, this report, the Let Me Write This Down movement tried to flex their guns over Memorial Day weekend. I didn't delete my tweet. I kept it up. Why? I'm not at Triple F. I'm not a flip-flop or fake, right? And I trust my own analysis and integrity in putting out honest work and sticking to my guns because that's what I was told. That's what I was told. And you guys come to me for honest, accurate information. I don't do a lot of clickbait material, if you guys haven't noticed by now. I only have 24 hours in a day. I value your time just as much as I value mine. All right? So what happens after this report? Well, let's talk about this. On May 27th, all right, on May 27th, this is what happens. May 27th, all right? What happened on May 27th? Let's talk about this. So here we are just 2 days ago after Mike Florio put out this report, right, that he failed his physical. What happened on May 27th? Let's go ahead and talk about this, all right? A beat writer, not me, right? Not me. A beat writer sheds light on May 27th at 2:41 p.m. Pacific Standard Time after the Mike Florio report. And that was by Vinny Bonsignori, my guy, all right, who's very well versed within the Raider Nation. All right, I know some of you guys don't like him. Hey, he puts out his good work, just like any other beat writer. It's just all a matter of which flavor you like, right? Everybody brings a different dynamic and different flavor. Everyone from Hondo to Vinny, you name it. Everybody, Annam, Ed, Tashawn, Vic, PG, we all bring our own flavor. Case, we all bring our own flavor. All right. He has good intel. Let me tell you why. All right. So what happened on May 27th? Again, I'm going to share all this stuff. You cannot say people didn't say it or did say it. It's here. It's on social media. It's on the internet. You can't say you said something or didn't say it. It's there, right? It's there. Because we're all scrambling at this point. Okay, what happened? What actually happened, bro? So everyone's doing it, all right? So let's go ahead and see what actually, again, let's check the receipts, right? I tell you, everyone, check the receipts. So here we go. Here's the article by Vinny Bonsignori, right? My guy. This is what he says, all right? This is what he says. If I can get this going. Okay. So he says, Garoppolo's surgery was not a surprise to the Raiders. Based on the timeline laid out by a person with knowledge of the situation, the Raiders knew he needed surgery before they signed him. So they knew he needed surgery before they signed him. And they concluded it was safe to move forward based on a thorough evaluation by their medical staff. Who said that on day one, March 16th? This is May 27th, right? Who said that on March 16th? Right? And now that Vinny B talks about it, it just validates what I was saying. And this is a beat writer, right? This is a beat writer. And again, I'm going to link all their articles in the description box below and talk about it, because I think it's important that you guys follow these people because they're very credible, right? They're good at what they do, right? So again, this is coming from Vinny Bonsignori, right? Vinny B. All right, this is what he said. Okay, so the Raiders knew about this. They were going to have surgery before they signed him. So did he fail a physical? They knew how can you pass it? We're going to get to this. We're going to get to this. This is great. I'm having so much fun right now and cross-checking. Again, it holds me accountable. If I got it wrong, I would tell you, hey, man, I effed up. My bad. Okay. Then on May 28th at 4:03 Pacific Standard Time, what happened? What happened on May 28th? And this is my guy, Daniel Kim, right here, Ahmad and DOB. You know why he knows everything? Because he learned stuff from me, because he's one of my mods and he watched all my live streams, so he knows what's going on. Again, you only have 24 hours in a day to choose follow who you want to follow. Hopefully, it's me as your number one source for all Raiders content. But there's other ones too. Samoan Raiders good. Mr. Fitz is good. Right? Pharaoh NFL is great. Raider Ray is great. Raider Kush is good. I mean, come on. I'm not the only one, but it does hold weight when other beat writers, because that's our 9 to 5, right? We're not content creators. We are beat writers. We get paid to do this. We get paid to give you guys the inside information. That is our job. That is our job, to get the best, most accurate information and put it out there for all you guys so you guys can then do your work. Right? That's a beat writer is the heartbeat of the team. However that news gets relayed to the general public, we each have our own niche in that, or niche, or whatever you want to call it, however you want to pronounce it. But I think everyone does a very good job at that. Everyone brings their own flavor, which is great, which is why I think the Raiders beat is one of the top. And again, being biased, I don't care. I think we're one of the strongest beats. I mean, you have powerhouse people. I mean, it's a powerhouse beat, my opinion. Powerhouse. All right. But let's talk about this. All right. So Vinny B puts that up. All right. Vinny B puts that up. But my guy, Daniel Kim. All right. My guy, Daniel Kim at 4:03 p.m. Pacific Standard Time responded to a content creator who I will not name. All right, I'm not gonna call out anyone by name. That's stupid. That's just an unprofessional thing to do, in my opinion. Now, people can do whatever they want, but I'm not gonna call people out. But a content creator retweeted my retweet or my tweet. All right, on the fact that Jimmy failed a physical, he retweeted it. He also liked a comment that people shouldn't follow me, which, by the way, that tweet is now deleted. Again, not gonna call out the person who tweeted that and then deleted it, but hey, that's a different story. But at 4:03 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my guy Daniel Kim responded to someone who retweeted that. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this, because it is very interesting, right? I'm a beat writer. I should know what's going on. But do I get it right 1,000% of the time? No. Does any beat writer get it right 1,000% of the time? No. The one time I do get it wrong, people call for my head. What about the 1,000 times that I got it right? No. See, that's the same thing with the Niners. They only come out, haters only come out when I get it wrong. And it's not very often, which is why I have the beast receipts. Right? Which is why I have the beast receipts. Oh, man. Autistic Soldier says, amazing beast. All right, here we go. We're not done yet. We're just getting started. So what happened on May 28th? Right? Just yesterday. My guy, Daniel Kim, and you guys can tell, I ain't sugarcoating anything. It's all here. My guy, Daniel Kim. All right. So this is my tweet, right? This is my tweet on March 17th. I talked about how he didn't fail a physical. And the funny thing is, all the people who tried to throw clout, who tried to be a clout chaser on the comments here, kind of turned into crickets. We're going to talk about that. Well, not really, but silence is golden. Anyways, my guy Daniel Kim responded to a content creator that retweeted my tweet on March 17th. He says, I think we're arguing semantics. If you guys don't know what semantics means, it means the meaning of the term. All right. So semantics means meaning of the term. All right. I think and who uses the word semantics? Only DK does. Or not very, very many people. All right. To be honest with you, I think I only heard it like 3 times in my lifetime. So I think we're arguing semantics at this point. If Jimmy G was designated failed physical, the team wouldn't have signed him, but the doctors okayed the fine, and their assumption is that Jimmy G would be able to play. Thus, they signed him with contractual terminology changes. That was at 4:03 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on May 28th, which would be yesterday. All right? You guys follow me so far? Right? This is all good stuff. Again, I will call myself out if I get it wrong, but I'm just letting you know the timeline of how everything transpired. Okay? Again, not calling anyone out. Everyone makes mistakes, including myself. No one's perfect. Nothing but love for everyone involved. Content creators, nothing but love. It's the content stealers I can't stand. But here we are. All right? Here we are. All right, so DK puts this out. And it's no surprise here in the DOB, right? Because why? Because I broke this down on numerous live streams, and DK is a mod, like I said, so he knows everything I say and do. Again, you only have 24 hours in a day. You choose to follow who you want to follow. The choice is yours. But you will learn something, and you will be smarter for it. Hopefully. No, I'm going to be dumber for it. On this same day, on May 28th, at around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 hours later after DK posted that tweet to a content creator in response to retweeting it, that Jimmy failed his physical, my colleague Hondo Carpenter confirms my report in saying that it was not a failed physical, but that the contract needed to be reworked. As he said, I was told, and this is what he said on his YouTube channel. All right. I'm going to link that in the description box below because I think it's very good. Again, another beat writer. So first, now we have me, not only me, but you have Vinny B, and now you have Hondo on this. All right. Hondo says, I quote, I was told not that Jimmy failed his physical, but what I was told from the PFT report is semantics. I was told they had a structure for a contract. They wanted a physical, and then they were going to finalize the contract. All right. We're not done yet. So what happened on May 29th? So now that's 3 beat writers. Okay. But what happened on May 29th, today, this morning at 4 a.m., around that time frame? All right. What happened? Let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. Again, I'll call myself out if I get it wrong. I have no problem with that. I get things wrong. Not a lot, but I do get it wrong. And I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? Get on my hands and knees and say I'm sorry? No. But was I wrong in this regard? We're keeping the receipts now. That's 3, right? That's 3 people, 3 beat writers that put out this information. Okay, because we're trying to gather the most accurate information as possible. All right, and if there's kind of mix and match here and there, and then it's then who do we believe, right? Who do we believe? So on May 29th, all right, this is what happened. On May 29th, 4:14 a.m., all right, and again, this is by my guy, Paul Gutierrez from ESPN, all right? You guys don't follow him, you guys better follow him. He does really good work, all right? And I'm going to put out his article, and you guys can follow him. I'll put up his Twitter along with the other beat writers in the description box below as well. All right. I think it's important that you guys know what's going on. Not just me. That's what I'm saying. It's you guys need to understand there's a lot of great content creators. There's a lot of great beat writers. But at the end of the day, you only have so many hours in a day to follow who you want to follow. Who would you want to follow? A content stealer who's stuck on second base picking their nose because they're waiting for beat writers to post their content for them to kind of steal that content and pass it off as their own? Or a beat writer who is the source of the content, and then you can go on and get on with the rest of your day. Again, it's not the content creators I'm worried about. It's the content stealers I'm talking about. Let me write this down. But what did PG say? What did my guy PG say? We're going to talk about this. I think it's important. I think it's important. All right. So here we go. The title is Jimmy Garoppolo signed waiver in place of physical. This is the title of the article this morning. All right. This is the title of the article. You guys see this? All right. Jimmy Garoppolo signed waiver in place of physical per reports. So did he take a physical? No, he signed a waiver in place of the physical. So how can you fail a physical if you didn't take a physical? Let me write this down. An addendum to Jimmy Garoppolo's contract with the Las Vegas Raiders was a waiver that took the place of the quarterback taking a physical with the team. Let me repeat that. An addendum to Jimmy Garoppolo's contract with the Las Vegas Raiders was a waiver that took the place of the quarterback taking a physical with the team, according to a copy of the deal obtained by multiple outlets. All right. That's what's said. All right. So you guys get that? Look at the headline. Jimmy Garoppolo signed waiver in place of physical. Here we go. Let's talk about this. In the absence of this waiver, he would go on to say Garoppolo would not pass the club's physical examination because of a pre-existing medial and middle cuneiform and a fracture of the base of the second metatarsal in the player's left foot. The addendum read, key take here is would not pass the club's physical examination, not did not pass the physical examination. You guys see that? There's a difference there. The key take here is they knew he would not pass the club's physical examination and did not pass the physical examination. You guys with me on this one? Right? Now we're keeping track. Peeling back layers on the onion to get the core, as I always like to say in my live streams. That's 4 people. There's 31 of you guys watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to bring on the daily. You have Vinny Bonsignori reporting. You have Hondo Carpenter reporting. You have myself reporting. You have PG reporting. That's 4. That's 4 beat writers reporting. All right. Headline on ESPN today: Jimmy Garoppolo signed waiver in place of physical, per reports. All right. We're not done yet, by the way. We're not done yet. Later today, Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap, who does a very good job, he's like the cap guru in my estimation. The guy is just a genius. Put out an article, and he had kind of like a Twitter beef, I guess you would say, with Mike Florio, kind of. And they were just kind of going, I shouldn't call it Twitter beef, but it was kind of like, I don't know what you call it these days, disagreement or healthy debate. It was a healthy debate. They were going back and forth on what actually happened. And honestly, I don't know. I'm not going to say who's right and who's wrong. That's for a different story. I'm just letting you know what happened today. All right. And Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap is very, very well versed in contract situations. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. So Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap. Let me put up his article here. Thank you, Mac Teddy. I appreciate the super chat. If you guys want to support me, you guys can do so through a super chat or super sticker. We've been on for 41 minutes and 23 seconds, and there's 31 people watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up, and we'll go ahead and wait because we only have 31 likes. We should have a lot more than that. So we'll wait, and we'll go ahead and talk about Jason from Over the Cap and what it means to Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. But please go ahead and like this video. Give this video a thumbs up. The 32 of you guys watching right now, and it would help me out a lot. And then we'll also get to your comments. But no, shout out to all the people that already sent me super chats. Thank you, On to Six Soldier. Really, really appreciate it. It says, what up, Beast, DLB family, stand up, NWA in the building. Raiders, hi haters, we see you, hi haters, retracting your statements. We also got On to Six Soldier with another. He says, amazing, Beast. Clap, 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 clap. And then Mac Teddy's in the house. So if you guys want to support, and you guys like what I bring to the table in terms of the Beast receipts, right? I like holding myself accountable. I will call myself out when I get it wrong. You don't have to do the legwork on that. I love calling myself out, right? Like, it's not a secret. Like, there's nothing new here. Like, you don't have to do it. I'll do it myself. Beast, you were wrong. You were wrong. But was I wrong on this one? I mean, we just broke down 3 beat writers, not including mine. That's 4. We all said the same exact thing. Let's talk about this. Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap on May 29th, 2023 this morning. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. This is what's really interesting. This is going to throw you guys through a loop. I can't wait to share this article with you guys. You guys are now all those people that unfollowed me, by the way, on Twitter, we lost like 30 followers on Twitter over this, over some content creator trying to be a cloud chaser. Just joking, he wasn't a cloud chaser, but trying to call me out. And I wonder if they're going to come back now. But here's the thing about this. I was actually gaining followers at the same time. So by somebody like trying to downplay my grind, it actually gives me free exposure. So that's actually a good thing. Because now they're going to look back and be like, wait, was he wrong or was he right or was he wrong? Either way, you're still going to follow me for my Raiders content now at training camp because I'm one of the few that are there reporting straight from Raiders headquarters. So you're actually helping me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, let's talk about this one. Is very interesting, right? And again, before I put this up, you guys are gonna be like, damn, what is going on now? What is the truth? You guys are probably thinking, what is the truth? Is Beastwriter lying to us? Was he lying? No, I wasn't. The Beast receipt checks out. The Beast receipt checks out. Not 1, but 2. So now both Beast receipt checks out. So now I'm 2 for 2. I'm 100% at the free throw line. All right. But here we go. We're not done. All right. Again, people want me to call out people by name. I'm not going to do that. Again, I think there's a certain way and a certain standard level of professionalism that we have here coming from a beat writer perspective. And again, I'm not one to do that, right? I'm never one to do that. what good comes from it, right? So and again, I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion too. Just be respectful about it, right? Just be respectful about it. But let's be honest about it. It is what it is. All right. People have, and they want to feel a certain way, then let them feel a certain way, right? Let them feel a certain way. But it's very interesting to me that people would go that route without actually knowing the facts, right? Like, I think that's the most important thing. But then how would they get those facts? They would get it from a beat writer, right? Because again, how can a content creator or anybody do their work if beat writers aren't reporting it straight from Raiders headquarters? I mean, that's our job. So we're the number one source and everyone else is secondary, right? Let's just be honest about it, because we're there. That's our 9 to 5, right? Now, I'm not saying there's not content creators that don't put out good information. There are. But I'm saying they're few and far between, right? Like, and we named a few content creators that put stuff out. It's the content stealers I can't stand. And again, that's the dynamic. It's like, I'm not hating on the content stealers or creators. It's the stealers I can't stand. And we all know who they are. And also Raiders beat writers know who they are. We talk about it all the time. So it's not like it's a secret, right? It's not like it's a secret. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about what Jason Fitzgerald said from Over the Cap. I think it's really important that you guys know this information. And again, that way you guys can formulate your own analysis. Look, like I said, I don't mind getting it wrong. I'll be like, you know what? I effed up. My bad. That's on me. I hold myself accountable. I effed up. I'll be better next time, right? And I apologize to the nation for being wrong. But in this regard, did I really get it wrong? Or there's just people just trying to prove that I'm wrong? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. And it's funny because I got family watching this right now, and they knew what was going on straight from the Bay. They knew what was going on from SoCal. They knew what was going on from 808. And they're like, I trust your analysis more than anybody. And we got 808 chapters in here, right? Tori Peterson, right? You already know. So here we go. Here we go. And they all have my back, so it's all good. But here we go. All right, we're going to talk about this. This is an article posted today. All right, you guys see this? Here's an article posted today. All right. Again, Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap does a very good job. All right. So let me just go ahead and break it down for you guys, because I think it's very important that you guys understand what's going on here. All right. He says, and I quote, all right, so he's making sense today of what happened, right? He says, a few days ago, Mike Florio of PFT posted about an injury waiver in Jimmy Garoppolo's contract with the Raiders that has somehow gotten people to thinking Jimmy Garoppolo will never play it down with the Raiders, and that has led to people going down the rabbit hole with thoughts on Garoppolo's future and who will be the Raiders quarterback next season. So here are some thoughts on the issue. The news on Garoppolo's contract is nothing new. Garoppolo agreed to terms with the Raiders back in March. Those terms were leaked out and people ran with them as the contract, including us here at OTC. Me too, right? On the day it happened, though, right? Not the terms. That was after the fact. But why? What's the why on why it was postponed? Final touches on the contract. Beast receipt. Beast receipt. When there was a delay, there was some speculation by Florio in particular. Look at, when there was delay, there was some what I say speculating is one thing, reporting it as fact is another. Beast receipt. By Florio, this is not my words, by the way. This is by Jason Fitzgerald. When there was delay, there was some speculation by Florio in particular that something was up. I talked about it then as well, saying it was likely a physical issue, especially since the Raiders in the past have been ultra cautious with physicals of players that agreed to terms in free agency. When the actual contract was signed, he goes on to say, the terms were modified from the original reports. This is not uncommon in the NFL, and we had those numbers online since mid-March, which would be around the time frame of when Jimmy Garoppolo signed the contract. It was never, and I quote, it was never a revised contract. It was the only contract he signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. I discussed this on the OTC podcast back in March around the 110 mark on the podcast. I threw up a clip on YouTube yesterday isolating the audio. The difference is, he goes on to say, the difference is just in the framing of how we discuss the injury protection. I look at it as simply transactional, so it doesn't come across as a big deal. Florio took more of a disaster scenario angle, and that led to all kinds of speculation. All right. That's by Jason Fitzgerald of Over the Cap. Now, I'm not saying Mike Florio is wrong. I'm not going to go ahead and say, oh, Mike Florio's wrong. I mean, he is Pro Football Talk. All right. He did get that information. So obviously, I'm not saying he's wrong. But who is wrong? Am I actually wrong? We have 4 beat writers, including myself, that says one thing. Right? And 4 beat writers, and now Jason Fitzgerald. Right? That's 5. And then you have Mike Florio. So 4 people who actually report straight from Raiders headquarters across the street are saying one thing. Mike Florio is saying another. That he failed the physical when ESPN, the title of the framework of what actually happened was the waiver in place of the physical. So how does that work out? Right? How does that work out? Check the Beast receipts. Check the Beast receipts. Since then, right? Since all this came out, Raiders fans have deleted their tweets, backtracked their statements, and took down their Instagram stories when telling the nation to unfollow me. And look, while I do appreciate the constant notifications and draining my battery life with your wanting to be right while proving me wrong with my Beast receipts, was I really wrong? Or were you? Keep the receipt hands down. Let me write this down. Right? Oh, man. This is the sole reason that I started following Beast and have his back. He works harder than most people only talk about and is honest to the game. He's up and up guy on top of that. Here's the interesting thing. Digital Prez, what do you think? What do you think, Digital Prez? You're just tuning in? Hey, watch the replay on this and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. You be the judge. And again, it's up for debate. But now that all these reports are coming out after Florio put that out, basically Jason Fitzgerald said, no, man, like Mike Florio was just speculating a lot of stuff. And this is not my words. Jason Fitzgerald said that, right? We just talked about it from Over the Cap. And onto the Six Soldier says, big word there, speculation. Speculation. All right. Daniel Kim, look, let's just get to your comments, right? Let's just get to your comments. I think it's important. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Look, I'm not saying, oh, who's right, who's wrong. I mean, I like to get it right more than I get wrong. I do a very good job at that, but I do get it wrong sometimes. So, but was I wrong? That's where we're going with. Was I wrong on this? And if I was, then why did people delete tweets? Or why did people try to throw shade and then kind of just like, where's all that? You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, like if you're trying to get a reaction out of me, it's not going to work. Like, I'm not going to give you my platform because again, I'm not going to call out anyone by name. It's just not a good look. Like, oh my gosh, like, like no. And like I said, I've gone through this with the Niners. There's nothing different. Like, people feel a certain way. People feel a certain way, and they're entitled to do that. They're entitled to feel a certain way, right? Egalitarian says, what's up, Beast? How you guys doing, man? Raider Chris says, Mamba mentality every day. Job's not done. Absolutely. Ryan Rangel says, Beast, off subject, but I scored free bag of clothes today, and it was full of Bama Roll Tide Roll t-shirts, Christmas sweater hats, beanies. Made me think of you, Beast. Roll Tide Roll. Dang, man, you're lucky. I got like 3. No, I got, what do I have? I have my beanie. Oh, no, I have a sweatshirt. I have like five different things. A couple shirts that I cut off the sleeves. But yeah. Oh. Maybe a Raider YouTuber says, salute Beast, salute chat. Keep them receipts, Beast. You're being too nice to these chumps. You know what? Here's the thing. Like I said, like I'm all about good vibes only, right? Like for me to like put on and just say, hey, I'm gonna have this rant and talk about bad about people. It's the content stealers really that really irritate me. You know, there's a lot of great content creators. There's a lot of great diehard Raider fans, right? They don't get that big by no reason. Like obviously, right? Like, and like I said, I'm not throwing shade at those people. It's just the content stealers who pass off my information as their own and steal my videos straight from Raider's Head. I mean, that's going on. And then they actually try to take off the watermark. Come on. There is a watch list now going on. Let me tell you about that. I see you, and so do many others. Look, you're jeopardizing your YouTube channel. You're jeopardizing a lot of stuff. Don't do it. Just give credit where credit is due. And the funny thing about the Instagram thing is people will tag me. They'll steal my video. And I call it stealing because you're stealing my video. They'll steal my content, which is a reel, which I get paid for. They won't share my reel, which I get paid for. They will actually screenshot the video of the reel, post it up, and then at me in the reel, in their own reel. So now they make money off my reel. That doesn't work either. That doesn't work either. It's funny. We all show each other's like, hey, did you see that stuff on your Instagram? Hey, did you see your stuff? Like, do you see what this guy's doing? Do you see what they're doing? Yeah, we see it. And trust me, it's not good. I would suggest stopping it, but to each their own. I mean, you work up this big following, and for it to be taken down, that's on you. DMS 42 says salute on to 6. Yeah, we got a lot of people in here. Daniel Kim says Mike Florio talks mad smack on the Raiders. Why would the nation be moved by what he says or thinks? That is news. I didn't know that Mike Florio talks bad about the Raiders. And here's the thing. I think Mike Florio's Pro Football Talk. I mean, when he says it gets viral, right? It goes viral. It goes viral. So he could be right. I could be right. It's just one of those things. Just like when I said that Vinny's right and Vic's right and reporting that Jalen Carter's off the board, but then Vinny's like, no, he's coming for a pre-draft visit. I said they both can be right. I said that in real time before he was coming in for a pre-draft visit. And turns out they were both right. Right? Oh, man. Breder Kuss says, great stuff as usual. I had to rewind and review the receipts again. I'll catch up in a minute. Oh. You got the let me write this down movement going on. Daniel Kim's like, I'm a teacher. I can't help the vocab sometimes. Haha. We're talking about semantics when I put up Daniel Kim's DK receipt. There we go. We got the Beast receipts. We got the DK receipts. It's great. It's great. Semantics. Keyword semantics. All right. We're going to open this up. What do you guys think? Like, was I right or was I wrong? Smash the like button. Give this video a thumbs up. I broke down 4 other Oh, we got a super chat all up in here. D Menace says Beast Nation. Thank you so much, D Menace. Coming through in the clutch. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And again, if you guys want to support the work here on YouTube, you guys can send me a super chat or super thanks or mods, DK, D Menace. If you guys can link my Venmo, you guys can do that. It's in the description box below. Just click on my Venmo link, or mods, if you can put up my Venmo link here on YouTube where people can go ahead and send me a Venmo donation, that also helps. It really helps drives pushing these for you guys. Like I said, I have family in town as we speak. They're waiting for me. They're watching this live stream. They said, hit me up when you're done. I said, hey, I got to work first. I said, we understand. We understand you got to work first. And again, that's where the sacrifice comes into play, right? And that's why I think I feel a certain way when people steal my content, because I sacrifice that to be here with you guys, and for someone else to pass it off as their own and not create their own grind. Because a content creator is what? If you're creating your own content, you're not stealing content, you're creating your own content. That's a content creator. Otherwise, you'd be known as a content stealer. So don't get it twisted and get mad at me for calling you out for being a stealer and not a creator. The only person you can get mad at is the person that you see in the mirror. at the end of the day, because you're mad because you can't do what I do, or you're mad that you can't have the creative mind to create your own content from a different perspective or different lens. But don't get mad at me for calling it how I see it. If you're a rat, you're a rat, right? If you're a snitch, you're a snitch. It's just the nature of the beast. It's just the nature of the beast. On to Six Sources. Beast, you're right. Beast says, do you feel better now that you got off your chest? Look, and here's the thing about this. Do I feel better? I don't feel any more or less different than I did posting this in real time. Because like I said, I'll admit when I get it wrong. And I do get things wrong. Like, everyone expects me to be 100,000%. I understand that. That's the standard here in the DOB. Coming over from the Niners, because Niner fans, I'm like at a 75, 8. No. When it comes to stuff like this, it's like 80, 90%. No, probably 90%. But the one time I do get it wrong, that's when people come out of the closet. Phil Romero says, have they let beat writers and OTAs yet? Yep. Phil Romero, you've been missing out on my videos. Man, I've been posting videos from OTAs last week, my guy. Go ahead and watch all my videos. And again, if you want to kill multiple birds with one stone and you don't have the means to support me with a DOB super chat or super sticker here on YouTube or a Venmo donation, you guys can support me by watching every single video that I post here on YouTube, because it pushes the algorithm to other like-minded nation like yourselves as a recommended video, number one. Number two, it also makes me money in the short term. So again, where time is money and money is time, you guys can help me make money. And if you guys love the DOB and love the content that I create on a day-to-day basis, please watch all my replays and all my videos that I push out for you on a daily basis. Mahalo for the love. Jeffrey T says, I will trust the sources closest to the information. You were correct. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like I said, for me, I'm not going to talk for anyone else. I'm not going to downplay anyone else. Like, look, like I said, there's a lot of content creators who are bigger than me. Let's just be honest about that. I'm small time to some of these guys who even called me out. But it is interesting for them to call me out because of the fact that they think, which I didn't get wrong, but had I got it wrong, that they felt the need to call me out. All right, that's all I'm saying. I thought that was interesting. And there's more. And again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right? And I do get things wrong, right? But was this one of them? I mean, we just broke down Paul Gutierrez from ESPN. We just broke down Vinny Bonsignore from Las Vegas Review Journal. And we just broke down Hondo Carpenter from SI. And what is the Beast receipt 2.5 months ago? Again, you only have 2. That's why I keep the Beast receipts. That's why I'm not afraid to delete stuff. You see me deleting stuff? You see me deleting that post? People were telling me in that thread that I posted here, oh, it was physical related. Mike Florio reported it, so you better delete this. Ha, throwing memes. Where are they now? Where are they now on May 29th after ESPN put out the report, Vinny B put out a report, Hondo Carpenter put out a report, I put out a report. And Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap put out the report. That's 5 people, yo. Check the Beast receipts. And like I said, not afraid to call myself when I get it wrong, because I do get it wrong. Phil Romero, thank you so much. He says, I will check him out. Thanks. Thank you for being here in the DOB. I really appreciate you guys. On to Six Soldier says, Beast, you were right since day one. I don't know what people don't understand, that this is not a job. This is a way of life for you. Ain't nobody work harder than you, DOB family. Thank you so much, man. And shout out to NWA for having my back. I'm still learning the Raider dynamic here, right? Like, got to know Gorilla, really cool guy. Wayne Mabry, great guy, right? The Black Hole OGs, I guess. I don't know what the name is. I'm still learning this, right? Bear with me. I'm coming over from the Niners. And again, I grew up a Niner fan. I don't think that's a secret. Had front row season tickets in lower box section 14, row A, seats 1 and 2. I mean, what does it have to do with me being a beat writer today? I don't know. But hey, holla at your boy. It's not a secret. I can also post videos and pictures. I was a diehard Niner fan before covering the 49ers as a beat writer. I mean, I think that's really cool. right? I think that's really cool. In fact, I'm going back to the Bay Area next month. I actually have video clips, articles, and I have a frame. Maybe I'll post that up so people know for sure, hey, he was once a Niner fan. Do you still want to follow him because he's a Raiders beat writer? And let me tell you something. Once I became a beat writer for the Niners, I was no longer a fan. Just FYI. Just FYI. So, of course, I want the team I'm covering to do well. So, again, if the 49ers played the Raiders, where would my allegiance be? To the Raiders, right? Because I'm covering them. I want them to do well. Why? Because I have a certain personal attachment to the team I'm covering. I make a lot of good connections, a lot of relationships. And I always say the NFL, as much as it is a risk reward business, it is a people business. And people ask me all the time, how did I break into the NFL media, being self-employed, doing it my way? And that's the number one thing I would say is have integrity, have trust, be loyal, and put out great work, right? That's like the foundation, but then also be good with people, right? I think just being nice to people or spreading those good aloha vibes, right? That we always talk about here in the DOB is only going to spread positive vibes all the way around, right? Because there's so much negative energy in this world. What's the point of being negative all the time? I just don't see the dynamic of that. I don't see what the benefit of trying to be so negative. Like if the team, like I said, if a player is having a bad game, right? Trust me, because anybody who play competitive sports, soccer, hockey, base, it doesn't matter, right? By the way, Vegas Golden Knights be killing it right now. Before I hopped on, holla at your boy. Good job. Don't know anything about hockey. I'm learning. Talking about hockey at Raiders OTAs, Adam Hill taught me, who's there covering the game right now. If you don't follow Adam Hill from the Review Journal, follow him on Twitter, Instagram. He's really good. He's going to be hopping on here on Don't Miss the Beat from the Beat segment on Thursday, sometime shortly. But Adam Hill's covering the Vegas Knights right now, and he actually taught me a lot just about like the basics of how hockey operates. He's like, oh man, you got to go to a game. It's crazy. And coming over from the Bay Area, the only game I went to, and that was because I was working with a startup company called Fan Cave, which is a social media company, and they still around today, based out of Mountain View. They were headquartered there as a business development of project development there. So we had a suite. And so I would go up in the suite, and that's where I got my first glimpse of the San Jose Sharks or the hockey atmosphere. It was wild. Like hockey fans are it's so fat. It's fun. I didn't even know anything about hockey. I still don't know much about hockey. But Adam Case, they were all teaching me like, what's a one-timer? So I was like performing it, and I was like, that's when you get the puck and boom. And they're like, oh, boom. And then what's a cross check? What's a slash? Adam Hill taught me about what a emergency backup goalie is. I never knew there was a such thing as emergency backup goalie. I thought that was very interesting. Learn about that. So you learn something new every day at Raiders headquarters. But go follow Adam Hill. Go follow Case Kiefer. Go follow Hondo. Go follow Vinny. Go follow PG. Go follow Vic, Tashawn, all the beat writers. Case. Do a really good job. All right. So let's get to some of your questions, though. Right? It's interesting. Wow, we got a lot of stuff just here on YouTube. Oh, man. Daniel Kim says, I'm down for the Raiders and good content creators. I'm not down for drama and have no time for it. Raider Kush says, facts, DK. Raider Kush says, facts, Beast. You saying what people need to hear, my brother. We got your back and appreciate the love and support. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, Raider Kush. You've always been so supportive here in the DOB. And like I said, I think it's very hard to be a content creator in today's society, right? Because when you're tapping into a saturated market, and someone asks me this all the time, there's people that ask me this, how did I become a beat writer, becoming self-employed and doing it my way? And that's how I did it. I did it my way. Again, if you're going to do things your way, it's the hardest thing to do because you're going against the grain, right? You're bringing a different flavor and dynamic. And how I broke with the Niners is I was very confident in my beast receipts. I was very confident in making predictions. I was very confident in talking about who's going to do well, how many yards a player is going to have, how many rush yards a team's going to have. And this is before fantasy football really took off. And so when I was getting it down, like I believe in one article that I wrote, and there's so many that I wrote. I think one off the top of my head that got like 6,000 likes and like it went viral was Vernon Davis would score 2 touchdowns against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Candlestick Park. And he's going to have this many catches for this many yards. And I got it down to the exact catches, yards, and touchdowns. And I said he was going to beat Dakota, who was the linebacker at the time. Gosh, he was a speedy linebacker, Dakota something. But he was on the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he did. And that's from game film study, right? The other one I did, I believe I said, going up against the London Falcons at Candlestick Park, don't be surprised if they make Falcons one-dimensional, and they'll get down to, I think I put up 67 yards rushing or 63 yards rushing, one of the two. And people say, why don't you say 7 yards rushing, or why don't you say 65 yards rushing? I have to look back on what the number actually was. I think I came within 2 yards of the team's rushing yards. So that's how I got big. Cause again, it plays a role in fantasy football, plays a role in betting right here in Vegas. So I was like, the opportunity here in Vegas is so much greater. Right. And that's what I like about Vegas. Cause I would never have been afforded the opportunity to do what I do first without the DOB having my back. That's number one. All right. That's number one. And that's why I always give back. Right. So without you guys having my back, it affords me the opportunity to give back. And I'm always going to give back. In fact, I have care packages lined up to people who have been supporting me here in the DOB, and those packages will be shipped out later this week. And what I do is I'd like to get things going for the DOB. Look, it does cost money. But again, I want to be in the position I am today to wake up, give you guys insightful, accurate information as best as possible, right? As best as possible from my being the best version of me, and then putting it out there for all of you, right? And so I'm always going to give back. I always do it with the Niners, right? And I still give back to the Niners. I still give my free tickets in section 134, lower box 31, right? Sorry, 134, row 31, seats 11 and 12. Those are my seats at Levi Stadium. And 2 people who still follow me loyally will be eligible to win those tickets, right? When I give those away. And I don't have to do that because I'm a Raiders beat writer going on year 2, right? So I'm 2 years removed from the Bay Area covering the team, but I'm still giving back to the ones that made me get to where I am today. That's really important. Is loyalty is all about, in today's game, it's all about what have you done for me lately. But I think more important than that is the relationships you build along the way. I think those go and hold more value than anything else, and any prediction I make, any beast receipt I make or get correct or whatever the case may be, because I think those relationships is what's going to foster you long term. And you can't buy back relationships, right? You can't buy back time. You can't buy back a lot of these things. So like when people ask me, what are some things that you do? And I do this, right? I talk to, and the reason why I'm talking about this now is I get a lot of emails on this, right? I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of DMs on, I'm breaking into the industry. I just graduated. Are you looking for internships? How do you get started? And, I try to dibby dab and answer everyone. So I think this is a focal point of how to do that is if you are a content creator, my challenge to you is do things that other people don't do, right? Because what's the competitive advantage of me going to you and hiring you as opposed to someone else? What separates you from everyone else, right? Because if everyone else is doing the same thing, but just putting, like if everyone drove the same car and just painted a different car, it's still the same car. It still runs the same. It still has the same engine, still has the same exhaust, side panels, all the, the bells and whistles on the inside. But at the same time, it's still the same car. It still gets you to point A to point B in the same time frame, going to 0 in 60 seconds. But what separates you from everyone else? Modify your car, make it a little bit different, make it a lot different. That's a challenge that I think people don't want to take or don't know how to take. And I don't have the answer for that because, again, I don't know what space you're in, whether you're the content creator on Instagram or the content creator on Twitter or the content creator here on YouTube, right? That is a ball game that you're going to have to test in your own time as far as your market, your demographic, what your game plan is, And then again, how can you engage with the people that you want to engage with? Is it all about the numbers? Some people like driving traffic for the numbers. I need 40K. I need, like for us, we need 10K, right? That's not a secret here in the DOB. That's a beast receipt that I'm very affirmative on and I want, right? I want 10K subscribers here on YouTube. We can get there, right? But again, an empire wasn't built in a day, right? We always talk about that. And so how do we get there? It's the ability to stay consistent in your grind every single day, right? Max Crosby talked about this, right? He talked about this with me. You know, I want to be the best in my nutrition. I want to be the best in my workouts. I want to be the best in everything I do. I want to be consistent, right? And that being said, he comes in at 5 a.m., doesn't leave till 7 p.m. You do the math. How many hours is that in a given day, right? Who's willing to go that extra step? He's looking for that 1%, right? Everything that people take in when I ask a question, I absorb it as a sponge and then I see how it translates in practice, on the field, and obviously in his off-field football character in the community, right? All those things play a role. And I think Max Crosby, and again, I already went on record saying this, I think he's going to end up with a Hall of Fame gold jacket when it's all said and done. This guy is going to be the next defensive Raiders player to be entered into the Hall of Fame. And again, you can have all the talent in the world, but one thing that you can't coach is heart. You can't coach heart. You either have it or you don't. There is no in between. Max Crosby embodies the Raider way. And there's a tweet that was put out there, which is crazy. Someone said trade Max Crosby, and I'm like, what? And obviously people were rioting and he deleted the tweet. But why would you want to trade Max Crosby? What does the ROI on that look like? What's the valuation versus evaluation when you look at the landscape with the other 31 other NFL teams when you run grades? There is no one better than Max Crosby as an edge defender. Doesn't matter if it's a 3-4 base or a 4-3 front. He can play in a 2-point stance or a 3-point stance. It really doesn't matter. He's Max Crosby. He's the Condor, and he's really to feast. So let the boy eat. That guy is on par. I think he's hungry to win defensive player of the year this year. And all signs point to him. In my estimation, I covered great ones, right? You guys know I was obviously great friends with Andre Carter, one of my best friends. I covered obviously or watched Bryant Young over the years. You look at all the defensive linemen over the years. I mean, Aldon Smith was great during his first few years in the league. There's a lot of great edge rushers, but when you look at it, Daniel Stubblefield as an interior pressure guy, gosh, remember Daniel Stubblefield and Bryant Young? That was like arguably the best defensive tackle tandem in the NFL. And then they tried the circus with Reggie McGrew, and then tried it with I shouldn't say circus, but the musical chairs, I guess you would say, with him and Anthony Adams. He was nicknamed Double A, Anthony Adams, out of Penn State. He didn't work out really. 2nd-round pick. They tried a few guys. Reggie McGrew was a 1st-round pick out of Florida back in 1999. The year prior to that was they drafted R.W. McQuarters in 1998 out of Oklahoma State. Man, there were some drafts that were just like, what are we doing? The Niners, as in. Remember Rashawn Woods, also Oklahoma State? Anyways. Daniel Kim says, people not hear what they want to hear. Information bias and perspective shapes everything. If you're negative or pessimistic, it colors everything. Great positive mind game is the key to a great day. Oh, Juan Avalo says, Beast, I'm relocating to Vegas from SoCal in July. Would like to treat you to lunch at the Raiders Grill at the M Resort this summer. I am down. I am down to meet up Juan Avalos at the M Resort. I probably will have a couple bodyguards because I don't know you. I'm joking. You know what's funny about this is people are like, are you scared to meet up with people because like of the human trafficking thing? I was like, I never thought about that. That is kind of scary. But then again, I was like, well, if it's my time, it's my time. I'm going to tell you. No, I'm definitely down to meet up. I'm not afraid to meet up, Juan. But yeah, we can definitely do that. That's just how I met. I actually met over at the M, one of our mods here, and D Menace. D Menace, you guys know who he is, 4200. He was a mod here. I met him for the very first time at the M. I met him and Tanya. So I meet a lot of people from YouTube, and then we become like lifelong friends. I think it's great. And people always say, like, Even like some beat writers I work with, like, you're crazy. Like, you actually meet people. I'm like, yeah, like this is how I do it the night. Like, aren't you scared? I was like, scared of what? Like, I don't know. Like that something bad's gonna happen to you. I'm like, if you know me, I'm very spontaneous and I like to go with the flow. If I feel the good vibes, I feel the good vibes. So Juan Avalos, yes, absolutely, absolutely would love to meet up with you at the M Resort and Casino. I think that would be good, and I would love to take you up on that offer. I'm always down. I love the M Resort, and I'm always there. By the way, if you guys are in town, if you guys live here, I'm always at the M Resort. I love the M Resort. I think it's great. One, it's right close to where I work, which is Raiders headquarters, so it's just down the street. So after work, I can go there, grab some wine, get some Charles Woodson Pinot Noir, some Intercept wine. Not a sponsored ad. Or the Fred Belitnikov. That's also alive and well. I got a bottle of Fred Belitnikov. That was fire too. So either or, I always support one of those guys and get their wine and, grab a bottle. And you guys see me posting it up on Twitter. So yeah, if you guys ever see me at the M Resort, don't be shy. Say hi. I'm always down to take selfies with you guys or whatever the case may be. But and meet the DLB family, right? And it's all about good vibes only. I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool thing in bridging the community together. And again, the point of it is bridging the Vegas Raiders fans who are here in Vegas. I think that's very important. Again, I work out at EOS. You guys know that. A lot of these kids who go to Liberty High School, Bishop Gorman, Coronado, they have now turned into Raiders fans. They were Packers fans. They were Cowboys fans. Some of them were Niners fans. Some of them were randomly Ravens fans. They're all here in the DOB now because they like my fitness grind. So they follow me on Instagram for my fitness gains. And then also here on YouTube. And they're like, man, like, I like your Raiders. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I am now because I have to follow you. Like, because you post good stuff about, the Raiders. I like your press conference questions. That's the number one thing they say. I like your press conference questions. My dad listens to you now. And so my dad is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I just got this today, actually, from the gym. So his dad is from Pittsburgh is one of those teams that's just global, right? Like the Raiders, right? They're iconic, kind of like the 49ers and Cowboys and so forth. Packers would be on that list. So would the Chiefs. But certain few teams, anyways, he relocated here for work. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. His son's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. But then he started following me for, fitness grind and tips and supplements that I take. Obviously, I'm an Evogen athlete. You guys already know. And so from there, he sees my stuff and my questions that I ask in the press conferences. And when the rookies get drafted, he's like, hey, man, I like that question you asked Michael Mayer. That was really, really cool, man, because I played basketball and I see what you're talking about. And then my dad, who's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, is now tuning into your stuff. And he was wondering if blah, 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 blah. So then we talk about, my thoughts on, what do you think about Cam Hayward? What do you think? You have a grading system. So what do you think about Tyson Alu? What do you think about, the Steelers losing Cam Sutton and who's going to replace him? What did you think of Killer Witherspoon? Because you covered him with the 49ers. And what do you think of Mika Fitzpatrick? You're a Roll Tide fan. What do you think of the team getting rid of Terrell Edmonds and how does that work out? And so we talk about what do you think about Robert Spillane now that he's here in Las Vegas. And so we kind of had a quick chat there and it's just interesting. I think it's really cool that, I'm trying to bridge the gap and just having everybody flooded to the Raider Nation here in Vegas. That's it. That's my goal. All right, there's 35 of you guys watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to bring on the daily. And again, we're leaving no stone unturned. We have 46 likes right now. Let's get those likes up. There's 35 people watching right now. We should have more likes than that. So let's go ahead and do that before we go ahead and move on. And I'll be sure to answer any questions you have. Just be sure to send me a super chat or a super sticker. We've been on for 1 hour and 23 minutes and 50 seconds. Like I said, I do have family in town. So again, if you guys have a super chat or you guys want to be heard or given a shout out, please send me a super chat or a super sticker or give this video a thumbs up. That is free 99. But I just want to give a special shout out to those who already did. On to Six Soldier. Thank you so much for the super chat today. Really, really appreciate it. He sent me 2 super chats. And we talked about Jimmy Garoppolo's contract, right? We talked about the contract. Did he pass a physical? Did he fail a physical? Was he even given a physical? Like, what's going on there? Is it physical? And then we could talk about what it means, right? There's a clause in the waiver of his contract. If he doesn't pass a physical, right? Because obviously if he didn't pass a physical, then why would he take a physical? Or if was he given the physical or not physical? Anyways, if he doesn't pass the physical, there's no guaranteed money in 2023, right? So it's all converted. And so Jason Fitzgerald from Over the Cap, we talked about that, put up the article on what it means for that. And here's a similar dynamic to what the 49ers did to Colin Kaepernick's contract. I believe it was back in 2016. Was they actually added, and I remember this, and this is something that as a beat writer, we all talked about this. This is when back in 2016, if I remember correctly, Chip Kelly was the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers right after preceding Jim Tomsula. So here's what happened. They required and wanted a insurance policy of $7.5 million. And that was a conversion of a life policy and disability policy and an injury policy all wrapped up into one with different parameters within the life insurance policy. And that was kind of a weird situation there because it guaranteed and protected the player, but also protected the team as well. So it was almost like, what is going on here? So we've seen things like this before, and it's like nothing new. So when the whole Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, here we go, come full circle, right? Coming from San Francisco 49ers to the Las Vegas Raiders now. And so here we are with a waiver in this contract and these guidelines that if these things are not met, then it's null and void, right? Vice versa. But thank you so much. D Man says Beast Nation. Thank you so much. Phil Romero. I really, really appreciate all the super chats we got here. Really do appreciate them. And mahalo for the love. Oh, man. Just says not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but five people can confirm everything you said. So they want to talk about loyalty and having to pay for your blue check mark. Keep you comments to yourself. Oh man. Oh, Juan says Violator. I did meet Violator at Candlestick Park actually when I was a fan and not yet a beat writer. In fact, no, I take that back. I think I did meet Violator last year. Is he the one with the spikes? Is he the one with the spikes? I can't remember, but I think he's the one with the spikes. Dan Kim says, haters will always throw shade. The best way to shade back is to keep outworking the room and keep being the beast. Absolutely. Maurice Bayfield Salmon says, let's love the content. Big Jimmy G is going to shock a lot of people in this season. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think so too. I covered Jimmy G. And I know the Derek Carr lovers would want Jimmy to fail, right? And I get it. I get the reason why. Because again, you're emotionally tied to Derek Carr. I can't blame you for that. And I don't blame you for that. I'm not going to judge you for that. Look, as a fan, I was tied emotionally to Jerry Rice. And when he went to the Raiders, I was really upset about that as a Niner fan. I was really upset about that. So I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, I do think that Jimmy's going to shine. Maybe a Raider YouTuber says, hey, Beast, you work out with Deuce Gruden. No, I don't work out with Deuce Gruden. Funny thing is, though, Niners strength and conditioning coaches, yes. Or former Niners strength and conditioning coaches, I'd say. And we still keep in touch. Would it be Uwe, Coach Mark Uyama? You already know he was with the Niners, Vikings. Terrell Jones, obviously, my guy TJ. But yeah, Richard Hightower. Gotta talk to these guys, man. I haven't talked to these guys in a minute. Niner for Life says, good luck with Jimmy G. Oh, man. You already know. Tommy Huxley says Niners for life. LOL. Tommy Huxley, how you doing, man? I miss you. Tommy Huxley's my boy. He's a Niner fan. He's been with me since day one. Still with me. Tommy Huxley and Niner for life. You guys been with me from day one. There's a lot of Niner fans in here. Like I said, you guys already know what I bring to the table with my Beast receipts. You already know. But Tommy Huxley's always good. I love Tommy. Tommy's great. He always comes up on here. And when we did our live call-in shows, you guys remember Tommy? You played a little guitar. I miss you, Tommy. Like, genuinely miss you, bro. He says, Beast, you are my boy, but I really don't think Jimmy G's string fits the Raider system at all. They aren't dink and dunk. That is very true. They are a dink and dunk, and they did bring Scott Turner over, right, from the Air Coryell raid offense. So, again, there's a different dynamic there. I talked about this. And I talked how he may have struggled between the 20s when throwing the deep ball. That's not a secret here in the DOB. That's not a secret when we had the BWF. It's not a secret when we had NinerFans.com. But thank you for keeping it 100. And thank you for always supporting me. I really appreciate it. He says, always with you, big dog. Thank you so much, Tommy. I appreciate it, my guy. Good vibes only. Always. Always. I love my Niner fans. Love my DOB fam. Maurice Babyface Hamilton's Beast. I won't be surprised if we have a playoff team this year with just the moves we've made so far. Crosby, Wilson, Jones, and Young are the defense. Front looks scary. Keep up the real content. Raider Nation for life. I appreciate that. And yeah, I think right now, look, there's a lot of cool things that we can do, right? There's a lot of cool things that we can do. When it comes to having these types of chess pieces now. And it all starts really with the defensive line, with that defensive front seven, right? I think it all starts with the defensive front seven. And that is a huge focal point of anything that we do. All right. So again, right now we have 52 likes. There's 29 people watching it. If you have yet to like the video, give this video a thumbs up as we keep things hot here in the DOB. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Oh, man. Juan Avalo says, Violator has football pads under Raiders jersey with spikes. Yes. Okay, so it is. I did meet Violator. Yes, I did meet him. Has silver and black diagonal lines. Yes, absolutely. He's a very nice guy, by the way. I was a little intimidated. I remember as a kid, I was like, man, this guy's going to freaking kill me. But it was really cool with me and my dad. Like I said, it was at Candlestick Park where I met him. And he actually came down. You could tell he was VIP already. Because like I said, my family had section at Candlestick. It was front row, right? Front row seats, like literally front row on the 20-yard line. I was the guy or the kid who would let people from the press box down into the field. Like I was the guy who literally, bing, okay, you can go. Anyways, that's how close I was. And so Violator, I think it was Gorilla, and there's another one. Gosh, there's three. It wasn't Wayne. Oh no, it was Wayne. And Wayne were there, and all three of them were really, really cool, man. I was really, really taken aback. Like, wow, these guys are really awesome. Like, the nation's dope. Like, I wish the Niner fans did something like that. That's cool. Oh man. Stockton, California, says, I was just in Frisco today, and you'd be surprised there are still a lot of Raiders fans out there. That's dope. I like that. What's going on, man? How you doing? How are you doing? All right. So we've been on for an hour and 33 minutes and 49 seconds. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I do have family in town, but if you guys want to send me a super thanks, or if you're watching the replay, thank you so much, Mika from Germany, by the way, who always watches the replay, always sends me a super thanks. Mahalo for the love for doing that. I really appreciate it. Also want to give a special shout out to those who've been supporting me over the course of my first year, now transitioning to my second year. And again, we want to grow the DOB here on YouTube. How do we do that? Well, you just tell a friend of a friend, family member, or friend. It's Memorial Day weekend. You guys are with your family right now. Let them know here. Hey, you want a beat writer perspective who provides the most accurate insider analysis from his perspective, right? From his perspective, go follow him for his Beast receipts, where he leaves no stone unturned, and he's not afraid to call himself when he gets it right, and definitely not afraid to call himself out when he gets it wrong. And again, I think that's what's really cool about it. And Heidi Fang, Case, they all love my beast receipts. Like, dude, you like call yourself out. Like, I was like, yeah, I like doing it. I mean, I'm not afraid to do it. Like, when I get it wrong, yeah, it's not often. But when I do get it wrong, hey, no one has to say, oh man, you were wrong on this. I'm already going to do that for you. I'm already going to do the legwork for you. So again, I think it's cool doing it. It's not very often, but it does happen. And the rare times that it does happen, that's when people come out of the closet. Just keeping it FYI, keeping it 100. But thank you, On to Six Soldier. Really appreciate it. He says, what up, Beast? DLB family, stand up. NW in the building. Raiders, high haters. We see high haters retracting your statements. On to Six Soldier. There you go. It says, amazing Beast with the clap, 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 clap. Mac Teddy, thank you so much for your super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, D Menace. He says, Beast Nation. I see you. Thank you so much, D-Menace, for modding today. Thank you so much, DK, for modding today. Phil, and thank you so much, Auntie Six, for modding today. Phil Romero says, I will. Thanks. In regards to watching my replays and videos. Again, if you guys haven't watched any of my videos or all my videos, please be sure to do that, because the instant gratification versus the long-term gains that we always talk about here in the DOB is, if you don't know people to kind of promote my channel, if you guys do like my channel, right? If you guys do love the content that I bring on the daily, just watch my videos, because again, that helps the DOB grow. And how does it help me grow? Well, it gets the watchtowers up here on YouTube. So now it pushes the algorithm to other like-minded nation like yourselves as a recommended video. When you thumbs up the video, like you guys should be doing right now if you haven't already, and you want to support me here in the DOB, and you're unable to send me a super chat or a super sticker, a like is free 99. It's worth 1,000 hugs. So please do that right now if you have yet to do so. And again, if you're watching the replay, you guys can send me a super thanks. Mika from Germany, always popping in. Thank you so much. You sent me 2 super thanks here on YouTube from Germany, and you're on a different time zone. So thank you. Ko Yoshida, thank you so much for the Venmo donations I've been getting. You've been extremely awesome in helping the DOB family grow. And again, I like to give back to all you guys. The goal is 10K, but let's take baby steps. Let's not try to just reach from 5K to 10K. Let's go from 5K to 6K. I think, and we'll start there. So let's try to get to 6K by this time next month. It's May 29th. So on June 29th, let's see if we can get up to 6K, and then we can get the ball rolling there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And again, it's been nothing but good vibes only here in the DOB. And like I said, man, we're leaving no stone unturned as we keep things hot, reporting live straight from Raiders headquarters from a beat writer perspective. Take care. Have a good night. Beastwriter out.